All right, here we
Yes.
go.
Yes.
Here
Yes.
we go.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Shane,
And I'm Kyle.
and we're late for practice of a band. Band
That we
practice.
once were in. Okay. Listen.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. What's up, dude? What
We probably should just get right into this.
We're gonna get into
I'm
it? Are we
sure,
gonna get
like
into
anyone
what?
who's listening to this, it's probably top of mind for everyone. There's a lot going on right now, and I'm sure people are wondering if we're going to talk about it. But we probably should because it's going to go down in history, so we should probably talk about what's happening. And of course, I'm referring to Lamb of God changed their logo, and I'm pissed about it.
Dude, it is on top of everyone's mind right now. I cannot turn on either NBC or Fox News without them talking about Lamb of God changing up their logo.
Yeah, have you seen it?
I have not actually.
I need you to Google.
This is news. This is news to me, actually.
I need you to Google. Do this. Do new Lamb of God logos side by side and pop that up on the screen because I want you to see.
All right, give me 1 second here. New Lamb. Okay, hang on. Lamb of God, old and new logo side by side. All right, let's go ahead and go back to, what am I doing? Oh my gosh, what am I doing here? Okay. Oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing.
Help.
I need an adult. There we go.
I hate to break it to you, but you
Sharing
are an
this.
adult.
All right, images. Is this it right here?
Yeah.
Am I looking? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Oh, hey. So
Okay.
right. So the real one is at the bottom. And I want you to look at that. Look at all of the design that went into that. Someone had to create that, like the little things of like the upside down cross on the D. It looks like it's, it's papyrus font, whatever. But you have to remember these guys came out back like in the early 2000s, right? You have to think of the name Lamb of God is definitely like a poke at the Bible. Where does the Bible come from? It comes from Jerusalem. Where is that part of the world? Like they used papyrus paper. So the name and the way it's written all kind of feels like that vibe, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So in an interview, Randy Blythe said that they changed their logo because they thought their old logo looked like a
falafel restaurant.
Yeah, falafel restaurant menu. But I'm like, hey guys, no one thinks that. And you get a pass because you're Lamb of God. It fits the feeling of what your band name is. But instead they went to, that looks like some cybersecurity or like some new workout. Like honestly, did the graphic designer just close his eyes and scroll down the drop-down menu and pick the first thing? Because that's so close to just regular Times New Roman. I can't believe that they went, yeah, that's it. That's it.
It is weird when bands that have been together for so long change their logo. Could imagine Metallica changing up their logo.
This is what I don't understand. And I wonder how much of this has to do with, we've been talking about this past 3 episodes, but I think it's real. I think there is a social disease in everyone's mind because of social media and how everything has to be new and exciting all the time. I think that they got in their head like, we've been around for a long time. We need to freshen this up. What can we do? Let's change our logo. How about keep the logo the same? What can we do? Let's make some new music. How about that? And that's what they're doing. And the new record sounds fantastic. They did a really good job. I just don't understand what who's this demographic for? Like, first off, Gen Z.
It is weird. It is weird. Like who out there was like giving Lamb of God shit for their logo? Because I've never, like, out of all of the, like the rumors and the things that you can make fun of any of the bands that we listened to growing up, this was not on the forefront of my mind at all. Like their
Never.
logo was cool,
What?
but it was never controversial, and it was never controversial enough for me to make fun of it. You know?
1000%. I don't even think about it. I don't know what they're doing. I hope this. Remember when IHOP tried to change to IHOB, the International House of Burgers? Remember they tried to do that? I hope this is one of those things where, like, in a month or two, they go, "That was really stupid, huh? Maybe we should go
Oh
back
yeah,
to
and
our."
this comes off the heels of remember when I don't know, this happened recently. Like Cracker Barrel tried to change their logo,
Yeah,
and that became a
guys,
huge controversy.
leave it the same. Nobody cares that much about what your logo looks like.
And I think too, I think you're touching on something too. I think there's this thing where it's like I'm noticing more and more that people are just perpetually attached to the internet and X and Twitter, and they're
Mhm.
like, and we this is a theme that we've been talking about for a while.
Yeah.
And it's just like, is that real life? Is Twitter real life? I don't think Twitter is real life.
No, it's the
You know?
farthest thing from real life.
And so I think all these companies and corporations like glob onto what people are talking about on Twitter, and maybe there is 100,000 views on one particular person's tweet about Lamb of God's logo or whatever, or a logo. That doesn't mean that the overall consciousness is leaning to that direction. Like who's I think still to, I think I think overwhelmingly, I think most people are not perpetually online. Right? I
You
would
don't
have
think
to
so?
think they're not. Or maybe
Oh
I'm
wow.
wrong.
There's moments, Shane, where because I work out of 2 gyms, like I see clients. There's moments in this gym where I'll look around, and I'm not joking you. Everybody is sitting on the machine with their head down looking at their phone, and nobody's working out. It feels so dystopian. I'm like, what are you guys all doing here? It's
Right.
very strange.
Yeah,
It's
maybe
very
I'm wrong.
strange.
Maybe I'm just old and not,
No,
and not in the
I think we're
times.
different. I think we're different because we've kind of, we've seen both. We grew up with and without it. Speaking of which, I think in that topic, I think I'm done with social media. For real, for real.
I think a lot of people are. I mean, I have like I don't use Twitter. I don't use Facebook. I don't, and fuck, I have my own Discord because of my live
Mhm.
stream and everything, and that's where people can get in touch with me for like stream scheduling and what I'm about to play and like stuff like that's the best way that you can like understand what I'm about to stream. But that's pretty much it. I don't want to make this sound like I don't want to make this sound bad, but just I've never been that type of person that's just like always on his phone, just like looking through comments, looking through
Yeah,
mentions, and looking through like I just get lost in that, and you look 3 hours have gone by, and what have you done?
for
You
real.
know,
For real.
and
Yeah,
I feel
no.
bad. I feel bad when that happens because then I look outside and I'm like, oh, the lawn needs to be mowed. Oh,
Mhm.
the paint is chipping on my house. Like I got shit to take care of.
Yeah, you
Like
can't just
I
be
got
like,
real shit to take care of, and I'm not saying that other people don't, but that's just me.
yeah, no, it's crazy. It sucks because though on the one hand, how cool would it be if like our parents had social media where you could sign into your dad's like Instagram account and see how he was as a kid, like, oh wow, look at all the things he did in his life where he traveled, and like it's kind of like a living like photo book, or of videos. Like we don't get to have that. But like people that have kids in our generation will be able to one day sign into their dad's whatever Instagram and be like, "Whoa, dad, you were like in a band? Well, like, oh, you traveled? That's cool. Like, look how look what my dad used to dress like." I think that's kind of cool. And like we can look back, be like, "Oh, I remember that trip." And that's kind of neat that that lives online. But past that, I just like I'm so over the amount of time it takes from my actual life. Like I think of all the things I could be doing and getting better at or like excelling in, like the amount of hours that I've wasted on my phone doing absolutely nothing except getting like uh angry or it's crazy.
Or that
Social,
dopamine hit. It's either
yeah, it's
anger,
like,
it's either anger or dopamine. That's
yeah,
why
for
you're
real.
on
It's like
social
I'm
media.
laughing 1 minute, and then the next minute I'm looking at Lamb of God change their logo, and I'm pissed off. It's like, what am I doing? It's like so stupid. Yeah, it's so dumb. So, and it's so true too. Like if I were to delete all my social media, like never get on there again, I'm gonna absolutely disappear to some people. I won't exist because that is existing to a lot of people, and the only people I'll exist to are the people that have my phone number, like you and Trevor and
Mhm.
Mikey and Aaron and Jordan, you know, like
Yeah.
those are going to be like my only actual friends, and I'm totally cool with that. I don't need all of these like parasocial fake friends that don't actually check up on me. Just because they like a story or a post I make doesn't mean they're my friend, you know?
Yeah, I have friends that I've met. I've friends that I've met through the live stream that offered to help me with like mod and modding
Yeah.
my live stream and everything like that, and out of the kindness of their heart because they like my stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really cool, and they're really great people from the outset. But
Yeah.
it's like that weird, I only know these people through the internet.
Mhm.
It's like that separation there,
Right.
that only through the internet. And that's like through DMs, that's through Instagram, that's through Facebook, you know. It's just like it's weird, right?
So weird.
It's a very weird like parasocial phenomenon that
Yeah.
is
It like
I
tricks our
struggle.
brains
Yeah.
into thinking we have like all these people in our lives when we actually don't.
But we do though. But we might, because
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like
It's
this,
like
if you
maybe these
stop
people really
streaming
do it.
tomorrow,
Maybe.
like if you stop streaming tomorrow and you got rid of your Discord, you'd never see or hear from those people ever again.
I probably would because they follow me on TikTok and everything like
But that's
that.
what I
But
mean. Like, no, I'm talking about get off. Like, you don't have an online life
I see
anymore.
what you mean. I see what you mean. Like if I completely just went off the grid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They wouldn't check it because they don't, not that they don't want to, but their lives are going to move forward and they're not in your inner circle like that, which is interesting. It's just interesting to think about. Like, we have all of these relationships now because social media allows us to be more connected than ever. But like, I would rather have quality over quantity any day. I'd rather have like no connections with outside people and just this connection.
I think too. I think though. I think the human brain is not equipped for the amount of relationships that you
No.
can sort of create through social media. It's just
No.
too much.
Not
I
at
think.
all.
Isn't there like a statistic where your brain can only like have so many close friends, and then after
Yeah,
that it
it's
just kind of bleeds into just subconscious, and then
it's
you're
like,
only reminded of those people if you see like a picture or something. You're like, oh yeah,
yeah, it's an actual like scientific number. I think it's 150 people you can keep top of mind, and they think that goes back to like when we were in tribes. There's only so many people you can look out for and know. There's
Yeah.
an actual name for it. It's something's number. Like it's a last name
It's
of
some
a
it's some
person's
Russian
number.
scientist's number.
Yeah, Vlad's number. Dimitri's number.
Oh man, I got you a little. Hang on. Someone wanted to say hi.
Oh, pig! Hi, Mr. Man. He's the star of the show right now. What's up, player? You're on the internet. Did you know?
You're on the internet right now.
Say something. Good point. That's a good point.
He's like, get me out of here. Get
Ugh.
me out of here. Go.
Well, you know what? This is a great segue because we're talking about meaningful, real relationships, and the ones that you form when you're a young man.
Yes.
And we
Yeah.
talk about this all the time. And I've had other people that have hung out with us that weren't even in our group of people tell me this, that we are a friend group like no one's ever experienced. Like there's something special about our friend group. It was like a little family. And
Yeah, it really was.
It really was. Yeah. And you know what's crazy, which we'll get into while I was looking through these videos, but this Saturday will be the 3rd year anniversary of one of those really close friends passing away, Ryan. We've talked about him on this podcast before, but I know we kind of wanted to dedicate this podcast to him because it's coming up. but it was wild. We have these videos. Shane used to record everything. We've got 36 hours of just nonsense. Imagine 36 hours of band practice, going out to restaurants, fighting in the streets, playing pranks on each other. And Ryan's in a lot of those. So I kind of went through and was looking for some videos. And there's three things that really stuck out to me in those. Number one, we used to laugh so much. It's pretty much just laughter. That's all our life was laughter and making music. It was, I was like, wow, I don't know if I laugh like that anymore, which is kind of sad. Like, I'm not like, we just laugh. Oh, it's just so funny to watch. We just laugh so hard.
Cracked each other up so much.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You know, between you, me, him, Mikey, Johnny, like, you know, Aaron, and then Aaron and Jordan, like, there was like, it's a connection that you just don't get in a lifetime, I don't think, or at least with that many people, with that group, like that many people in one tight-knit group. So much so that we moved states together.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't happen. No one just says, like, if you were to explain that situation to someone else, compare it to their friends, like, I wouldn't do, like, they would say that I wouldn't do that. I was going to go to college here. That was my plan, you know, but none of us had that plan. We were all on the same boat together, and we were all going to go travel the boat across the United States to move to Nashville, Tennessee from Las Vegas.
We were like pilgrims on our voyage. Yeah.
But but back to Ryan, like, you know, like, you and I grew up, it was it was such a, like, serendipitous kind of moment, me meeting him, because, like, I remember, well, first of all, let's I want to share a few pictures here. I want to share I want to share a few pictures that I found in my photo album here. So we can get, like, an understanding of who Ryan was. So there's So there's my dog Reggie. There's Ryan. I think we were like 16. Am I 16 or 15 there?
Yeah, you got to be something. I remember that goatee.
Yeah, dude. Let's see. I have another one.
Was that Duffy?
Yeah, Duffy.
Oh my God.
My mom loved My mom loved Westies. Here's one that I found that was crazy, because I haven't talked about. Remember Booger?
Oh my God, dude! Right, look how tall he was.
Dude, Ryan was so tall. He wasn't that tall. Like, he kind of hit a growth spurt, like 15, 16. Like, he just grew like 17 inches. It was crazy.
Wow.
There's that picture I found.
What a terrible nickname.
I know. I refused to call her that after a while. Yeah, I was like, I'm calling you Melissa now. Like, that I can't in good conscience call my girlfriend Booger.
Yeah. Hey Booger, how are you?
And the reason why she was called that was because she dyed her hair green. Like, how dumb are we all as a society?
That hair, I remember that hair.
Yeah, that hair was it cool. Right there. Yeah, I thought that was pretty original. You know, everyone was spiking their hair up. I wanted to spike my hair down.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, like, you know, there was a time there, you know, Ryan was inseparable because he was my next door neighbor.
Yeah. Like, you could walk to his house in 30 seconds.
And so how I met him was on the school bus, and I didn't know he was my neighbor yet. So it was a new year and new school bus and everything, and new school. And so I get on the bus, and he sits next to me, and he introduces himself to me. And we just, like, hit it off. Like, it was, you know, he touched my hair. Like, I had spiky hair at the time, and he just wanted to touch my hair, whatever. And it just, like, just blossomed from there. We talked every day on the school bus, and, you know, found out where he lives, and we just started hanging out. And this was at a time where you and I kind of, like, split after you and I were, like, inseparable as children for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like we
This
we
before we
had
started the band, right?
yeah, this is before we started a band. So you were doing your thing and I was doing my thing. We were kind of trying to, I think this is right during this is like middle school, I think. And
Like sixth,
so
seventh grade.
yeah, and so he sort of like filled that gap of like you not being there, and
Wow.
he became
So he was he was
so,
your
so
he was your replacement friend.
he was yeah,
Your
basically.
placeholder friend while I was
Yeah.
taking a break. You hear
Yeah.
that, Ryan?
It's so like, we just hung out together so much, and it was what I, what with me and him, like his humor was so close to yours and mine,
Yeah.
and so like we just like that's why we hit it off, and that's and then when we started hanging out again, I was like, you got to meet my friend Ryan, like my next friend, and then we all three got together, and it was just game over from there.
Oh, dude. Game over. We had so much fun. And what was funny is Ryan was like, it didn't matter what was going on. We could be tired. We could be sad. We could be happy. We could be any mood. Ryan he could always find the humor. Everything was
Every
funny.
time.
It didn't matter. Like, luckily we never had to experience this, but like if we went to a funeral with Ryan, it would have been hilarious. Like, he's just so funny. He was just, I don't know if I've ever seen him not smile.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah.
Like he was always smiling. Like his cheeks must just fucking hurt at the end of the day. He was so funny.
He was so funny. He was so what I really loved about Ryan was like when we would go into social situations together, when you go to a party and you don't know anybody there, and it's just that weird awkward socialness that you're just kind of like your guard is up.
Yeah, a little bit.
Whenever I did that, whenever I went to a party or something like that or a shindig with Ryan, he was always able to cut through all that social bullshit. Like he was always able to take the room without taking the room in an intimidating fashion. And not in like a performative way. It wasn't performative. You know how those people just like take the room because they're like, I'm an actress or an actor, and and they perform.
Yeah.
He wasn't like that. He was able to take a room just by his like quick wit and at a certain point stature, because he was like 6 foot tall.
Yeah. You know what he's like? When you go to a party and just like whoever's house it is, their dog walks through the room and everyone's like, oh, it's a dog. And they pet it and they love it. That's Ryan was a pure soul, like a dog is. Like dogs they just give love. Ryan is the human version of a dog. That's why any room he walked in, people were just like, I love this guy. Who's this guy? I just want to like talk to him. Yeah, Ryan was like, he's like a conduit of joy.
Yeah, him and Mikey have that same energy.
Mikey's
like
exactly the same. That's
Mikey's
so funny.
the same way.
Oh wow, I never thought about that.
Everyone loves Mikey. Everyone loved Ryan. Like it was just, and I have a lot of, because of Ryan. I've we bonded so much on like I remember he got an Xbox and. We started playing Halo. That's when my first foray into Halo. I didn't play those kind of games before, and I remember we would just play Halo constantly play Halo, and we would trade video games together, and like I have a lot of fond memories of just like deep in here of me just going over and sleeping over at his house.
Oh yeah, so fun.
Him arguing with his sister all the time. Like it was so fun. It was so awkward and weird because I don't have brothers or sisters, so I would just sit back and just like watch them just like
whoa, this is how
fight,
you live?
like literally fight each other. Like it was
know.
so funny.
Which his sister's a badass now. She's an MMA fighter.
Yeah, she's yeah.
Maybe Ryan sparked that in her.
I don't know. I mean, we sparked like I remember seeing him again. One of the last times I ever saw him, when I was just like listening to, he was still listening to metal and stuff like that. And I remember we were the ones that introduced him to Mudvayne, and and I there's this every time I hear that Mudvayne song, like, oh god, I can't remember the name of the actual song, but it's that live it, live it, live it, live it, live it, live it. That song. What song is that? I don't know what song that is. But I
it's
could
off
just
their second record, right?
Yeah, it's their
The
second
one that
record.
has the black triangle.
I just I can hear Ryan sing that part. It was just I could just see his face just
So funny. Yeah, what I loved about Ryan too is he didn't care what he had to do and any situation to put himself in to be funny. You know what I mean? Like if he knew it was going to get a laugh, he was going to do it, and it no matter how embarrassing. Like, do you remember the time that he put on that thong and wore a cape and then painted like a black mask around his eyes, and we dropped him off at the front of Walmart, you know, where the people come in, and
there is video
we
somewhere.
gotta find it.
We have to
But
find it.
He's running full speed. Just this like tall, lanky black kid in a thong and a cape running full speed down the front of the busiest Walmart, and women are like pulling their children to the side, like, what is happening? And we are dying laughing. And then we lost him because he ran around the building like, where is he? Oh my God. And we pull around the corner and he's sitting like Superman with his hands on his hips on top of this big dirt mound, and there's cars driving by, and we're like, he's just crazy.
It was so. Here's an example here of him getting stuck in a doggy door. I don't even know how this happened, but I can't remember.
House.
This is Aaron's house.
Dad's house.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't hear it. And the funniest part is that we previously, I didn't show this on the video, but we previously opened up the door and slid him across the floor, and we pulled his pants off, so he's completely naked on the other side of that. And then we shut the door, and what's funny is Aaron's dad was coming home. So we were laughing because he was stuck completely naked, and we're just imagining what Aaron's dad must have seen. Like, his garage door slowly opens and he sees just this bare ass coming through the doggy door of his house. Oh my God. It didn't happen. He finally pulled himself through, but that's what I'm talking about. Ryan was always just
we were always doing stuff like that together, man. It was just oh my God. Like he always just was the life of the party. He was just like, I'm going to do this, and it's going to get a laugh, and it's going to be hilarious. And it was every single time.
Every single time. God, it was so funny. When did we lose touch with him? Like, when was it?
Well, on the subject of like people being perpetually online, I remember like he for whatever reason went off the grid, and I couldn't reach him. Like, he like changed his number, and I tried to reach him, and he wasn't on Facebook or anything. He never got on Facebook and anything like that, or at least at the time. And it was just like he just kind of went off the grid, and I moved to Nashville, and he stayed in Vegas, and it was just kind of like, well, if I can't reach you, then I have no way of contacting you or whatever. And I remember I would text him periodically, and I would never get a response back. So I figured he would have just changed his number. But then I don't know what happened. I think maybe he texted me one day, and I don't know, like he was like in Nashville or something, and we actually got together and talked and reminisced and everything. And yeah, it was great to see him. Yeah.
Yeah, the last time I saw him was at that Thanksgiving at your house. He was there. Like, we hadn't seen him for a while, and he came back to see his parents because he lived down the street, and we were having a Thanksgiving party, or it was like the holiday party around your because your parents would always have one.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it was me, you, and him. We were sitting in the living room. You had that table that could pull up and become a table to eat at.
Yeah.
We were just sitting there eating, and he was just like telling us about his life, like what he had been doing, and we're like, "What have you been doing, dude? Where have you been?" That was the last time I ever saw him.
Yeah. And then I think this was like the last time I actually saw him
Oh,
was with
Ryan, look at
Mikey.
him. He looks the same.
Yeah, looks the exact same. Yeah.
Wow, where was that?
It
Vegas?
was in front of a bar, yeah, in Vegas somewhere.
Yeah.
It was
Mikey.
it was during, I think it was the NFL playoffs, and yeah, Mike and Ryan was there.
Look at him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Boy. And then
Yeah.
People always look at me weird when I say this, but I don't really care because it's not really for them. And Ryan would get it, and you are going to get it too. But the way he even died is so Ryan. Like, it's like, it's
Yeah.
like, who gets smashed by a tree? You know, like, it's so like, oh, of course. Like, I like to think, and maybe this is just me just dealing with the trauma of it, but I like to think that if we could show Ryan a third person video of like the tree falling on his car when he was in it, he would probably laugh. Be like, what the? And I could like hear his
that
laugh.
was one of the that's one of the things that made like our relationship so special, was we would have like seriously dark humor, like stuff that would cancel any three of us today. Like it really would. Like, and you got to think too, this is early 2000s, 90s, and stuff like that was, dark humor was the thing. And like the darker you could go, like Babies in the Oven kind of stuff,
Yes. Then we would be on rotten.com and we'd watch Stick Death and all that stuff.
It was the wild, wild west. So don't get, like Kyle is 100% correct. Like, Ryan had but it was so funny because like it wasn't a dark, the reason why it was so funny is because he was so lighthearted. Like, and it's like because that's what comedy, a good comedian can do that. A good comedian can give you the darkest, most effed up joke, and then you end up laughing because at the end of the day, this person's heart is so pure.
Right.
Or at least
it's
pure.
Like,
it's, yeah.
Imagine like a little kid purity energy telling you the darkest thing you've ever heard in your life. You'd be like, what? What? It's so funny. Do you remember and you know what else he was really good at? Prank calls. He was the master of prank calls.
Oh my God. He was the master of prank calls, man. Prank calls need to make a comeback.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
he was so funny.
You forgot. You left Grandma at Walmart.
And they're like, what? Who? He's like, you left Grandma at Walmart. People are so confused. And then the people on the phone would get concerned, like, oh my God, like, is someone actually in trouble?
Someone actually leave a 98-year-old woman at Walmart? Do we need to call the police?
Or he would call people and yell at them about their kids being on his lawn, and he's sick and tired of it. And he would use some choice words.
Man, oh gosh, that was, we did the prank calls. I totally forgot about the prank calls, man.
Well, that's what you did when you were bored back then.
Yeah,
there was
no internet.
There's no cell phones, no internet.
We just had to fuck with people.
Oh man, and get Antonio's Pizza.
This is
with a pound of fries and ranch.
Those are my favorite moments. No responsibilities, no.
We just have those sleepovers, especially when your parents are out of town, and we had we had a babysitter, and we just get pizza and watch like freaking Headbangers Ball till 4 a.m. and steal your parents' alcohol.
Yeah, Jamie Josta.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, one of these days we'll have to, like, I don't know how. We just need to get everyone together and just put those DVDs on and just watch. We're gonna have to do that at one point.
You know what's crazy? I kind of talked about this before we started talking about Ryan. So I was going through the DVDs to kind of look at footage. Do you ever feel this way? I know that I lived that. Like, I lived that time in my life. You know, when I
Mhm.
think about it, there's certain memories that are in my head of how they were, you know? Um, when we all have those. But then you watch these videos of you living the thing that you know that you lived, and somehow it's different than how you remember. So then I start to think, oh, like my memory isn't even real. So I don't know if my recollection of the past of these memories that I lived are truthful. Because then when I watch the video, I'm like, oh, that happened different than I remember. So it's almost like, God, is there gonna come a point later on in life where those memories continue to get less and less true and fade more and more? Because as I was watching these videos, combing through looking for Ryan, I would watch something and then all of a sudden all these memories would flood back because I'm watching it like, oh my God. And then yeah, I remember like this happened. So it's weird. They're in there, but it's almost like,
They just get unlocked.
yeah, it's crazy to think like, oh, so you can't always you can't access them, but they're in there because when you see something, it jogs it. And I'm thinking about things and people I haven't thought about in forever just because I watch those videos. It's crazy to me. It's like, wow. Sometimes I sometimes I wonder if it was like just a dream sometimes, you know? Like when I think back to
It
those
does feel like a
times.
dream sometimes because, like, you know, you fast forward 20 years and it's like, man, so much has happened. And when you look back, it's such a different time with a different circumstances and a different environment and different goals and different, you know, people
The
around
world
you.
was different.
You
Yeah,
know, the world was different. Like
like
it's
there's a
it's
I found this video. I come up to you with this bewildered look on my face and I go, Shane, have you seen the new $20
I
bills?
remember this. I have this burned into my brain
Yeah,
that you
I'm wearing
said
them.
this.
It's right out of Smoothie King, right in front of Smoothie
Yes,
King
right
because they
out
were
of
setting up for
Smoothie
Smoothie King.
King.
And I was like, have you seen these new $20 bills? I was like, it looks like fake Monopoly money. And it's like a normal $20 bill that we're so used to. But I was like showing you all the intricacies. I was like, you see how the 20s are printed in all these different areas? They can't replicate this. It's like, I guess it's such a different world to think that like, oh yeah, people used to pay for things with cash.
Yeah. There was no Venmo. There was
No.
no like Apple Pay. You
And
just
the coolest thing about all those videos is nobody has a cell phone because like we had cell phones, but they were all flip phones, but they were
right.
always in our pockets. Like no, there's not a
Well,
single.
texting was you had to pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it didn't exist yet.
So
And
we're
if it
all
did,
just
it was
like
like 5
hanging
cents a
out.
text. Yeah.
Nah, no one's on their phone. No one's taking photos. No one's trying to get the perfect angle for their Instagram. No one's going to places just because it looks like Instagram worthy. We're just out there, just hanging.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And whenever we went to Kilroy's, like it was just like we went there to hang out and no one took
Yeah.
pictures of
No.
of the food, you know. We would completely destroy that.
Oh, that's on those tapes too. There's so many times we went to Kilroy's, um, and and just eating. Yeah, man. Like, it's just interesting because we were so free in those videos because we didn't know anything else. Like, there was no such thing as being perceived back then. There was no thought of a camera capturing you. There was no even businesses didn't have cameras. You know, like that technology didn't exist. Like
Yeah,
there's no like
that whole thought of like I got to get this for the gram or I better not be caught on the gram
right.
or something like that. That was not even a thing that entered our mind. The only thing that was in our mind was the people that were in front of us. That
Yeah,
was
it was
it.
awesome. That's what I'm trying to get back to. That's why I'm like, I just want to kind of disappear for social media and only interface with things that are real and people that are real in front of me.
Yeah, I mean it's hard. I don't think we'll ever get to that again. I don't know.
Well,
Like
yeah, the
it's
cat's out of the
hard, right?
bag. Yeah, the cat's for sure out of the bag, but damn, man. It's crazy watching those videos because you're like, wow, life was, and it's not just life, the world, like everything, the fashion, the cars, the I don't know. It just it feels like I can hold that time in my hand, like it's tangible. And now everything here in this world now feels in the cloud and ungrabbable. Everything feels fake.
Yeah,
Like,
it doesn't feel tactile at all. It feels like
yeah,
it slips right through your fingers.
I feel like life is just one big subscription now that you don't own and it goes away as soon as you stop paying.
And you know what's crazy is like I was thinking about. I know we've talked about AI, and we're not going to go down this rabbit hole again. But like even with the AI stuff, like I'm using
Mhm.
ChatGPT all the time now,
Same.
and now I'm just kind of like, I remember when we talked about the iPhone last
Yeah.
episode. Like I remember being just completely like amazed by this piece of technology for a long time. Like
Yeah.
just like, and with
Years.
with AI, I'm just kind of like, like that's
Whatever.
cool.
Thanks. Thanks for doing the most complex thing that you could possibly do in 30 seconds and perfectly packaging it for me. Thanks.
I'm just we're so just so spoiled. This
I
shit,
know.
this generation is so spoiled with everything just being handed to you now.
Yeah. 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 I mean, like, I just think about all the
And
things
I
that
say this
weren't.
generation, I'm including myself in this. Like we're so spoiled.
Yeah, there was no Amazon when we were in those videos. Like, if you wanted something, guess what? You went to the store.
Right. I remember going to get music CDs. Like I
Yeah.
actually went to Best Buy to
Oh, yeah.
buy CDs
Mhm.
and collect them. And I
You
had
know
a
what else
CD
is?
holder.
You know what else is crazy? You're gonna remember this too as soon as I tell you about this. It's in the first or second disc when we had just started the band, where we took Plum and Toy and put them together. We went over to Aaron's dad's house because we were getting to record our first CD,
Hmm.
and we all sat in the living room and we each played a song by a band that we liked the production on, whether it was the drum tones, the guitars, whatever. And it's so crazy to hear the records that we put on that we thought were amazing. Like, I put on Disturbed for the guitar tone, Tool, which I still listen to this day, which is crazy to think that I still listen to the same music. And we all unanimously agreed that our favorite sounding record
It's
was
Cody and
Gift
Cambria.
by Taproot.
Oh my God. Wait, the greatest sounding?
Like, we loved it. We were like, oh, listen to those drums and the guitars. And Jordan was like, I love those drums. And Johnny was like, this is my overall record. And Aaron was like, this is sick. It's so crazy.
Wow.
I know.
That's so weird. Taproot's actually been popping up on my feed lately.
I know.
Like the new metal resurgence is coming back, and Seven Dust is making a comeback now.
They are.
And properly so. Seven
They're
Dust
so good.
is a sick band and have been for decades. Like they're so good. The drummer is probably one of the more underrated drummers in all of metal.
Oh, especially for that genre, he was the GOAT.
Like
No one talked about it, which is weird. But now looking back on like old performances and videos, I'm like, this guy's so fucking good.
he's so good.
Yeah.
He still is good. He's in his
Yeah,
60s
amazing.
now, and he's just like dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun. And he's twirling the sticks and doing all this crazy stuff. And I'm like, damn, dude, he still got it.
I
He
know.
still fucking got it.
They have a new record coming out like in
Yeah.
a couple days.
Good for them.
It's so funny that you say Seven Dust because when I think of Ryan, I think of Seven Dust. Because they played at his funeral, they played that Angels song
Mm-hmm.
from Seven Dust in his like video collage thing that they did, of
Yeah.
all the pictures and stuff. So it's so funny. Yeah, I when I think of Seven Dust, I think of Ryan.
Yeah, dude. This is fuck, dude. I'm gonna miss him.
Oh, you know what's funny? I think about him pretty often. I don't know, like maybe 3 or 4 times a year. I like every quarter. I kind of just like, oh yeah, Ryan. I mean, he is the only close friend that I've had die so far.
Yeah.
Like,
And I
I
think
can't
that,
think of anyone else.
yeah, and I think, I can't help but feel guilt, for not having, because I got, I think that's natural when, you move away
Yeah.
and you just kind of like grow far apart from one another. And, then something like that happens. And you're like, man, I could have spent this amount of time like trying to reconnect,
Yeah, because I know he kind of went through some hard times and had some serious like addiction issues, which ultimately led him to his job that he had with that addiction center, which was the reason why he was in Northern California when he died,
Yeah.
to help other people. But yeah, I think about that too. I'm like, man, what if, like, you can what if forever, but what if Ryan moved with us to Nashville? Would he have gone through those same kind of hardships if he had a support system around him?
Well, it's funny that you say that. There was a moment there was a moment, and I'll share this picture here if I want to get like super serious here for a moment. This picture here like gets me.
Oh,
And
yeah,
like because
I
this
love that
reminds
photo.
me, this is obviously California or somewhere near on the beach or
Yeah.
something,
Hmm.
but this mountain kind of reminds me of Lone Mountain a little
Oh
bit.
shit, yeah,
And we would climb Lone Mountain,
yeah.
and I remember a moment with me and him, um, and it was right before, it was about like a couple months before we had actually had to move. Um, and we were talking about just like, I remember this specifically because it was a poignant moment in our paths in life where I was set to move to Nashville and make it in music and go with you guys, and like
Hmm.
that was where my calling was, and his calling was, he was going to military school and ROTC and that kind of stuff, and that was his direction, and college, and because he was really really fucking smart too. Like,
Oh
he
yeah.
was he was he, straight A student and everything like that. Like he was a special kid, and so he had his path, and then we climbed Lone Mountain and we're looking out over Vegas, and it was just like this moment that I'll always remember and always cherish, and every time that I can remember to, I can climb Lone Mountain and just sit at that. I don't know exactly the exact spot where we were at, but just looking down over Las Vegas and just being like, I'm gonna miss you, because we
Hmm.
just both knew that our lives, we were growing up,
Hmm.
like this is gonna be different for the rest of our lives. And yeah, and it was.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
sad to think about, but I am grateful to have that moment with him, you know. Um yeah,
Good old Lone
yeah. And
Mountain.
that's what that picture reminds me of.
Yeah, I love that. I love that photo. Um, I don't know where we got that from. Was that from his funeral?
That's from his funeral. Yeah.
Yeah. That's one thing I kind of regret. I wish I knew his his family more, because I only knew Ryan. I met his dad once and his mom once, um, twice. I met his mom for the second time at the funeral.
Yeah.
But yeah, because every time we're in Vegas, I wish we could go visit him, but
Yeah.
I don't know where he's at.
He's at his apartment, if I remember correctly, because his mom kept his place the
Kept
way
his
that it
room, yeah.
was, kept his room.
That's where his ashes
Um,
are, right?
mm-hmm.
That's what I
Yeah.
mean. I would love to go there when we're in Vegas
I
together, but
yeah.
I don't know where she is or who she is or
Yeah. Um, one of these days, I think I still have Amanda's number, and then we can, next time I'm in Vegas, we can try to make a stop and text her and be like, "Hey, is it possible we can go visit Ryan?"
yeah, or
Um,
like go get lunch with her and just say hi.
yeah. Um, yeah. It's yeah, it's the March 21st be the 3-year anniversary.
Yeah. How did you find out? Because I remember when you called me and told me.
His sister texted me and called me.
Oh, so how did she have your? Oh, she
I
probably
don't I
looked
don't
through his
She
phone.
probably looked through his phone somehow. I don't know exactly how. But it was so funny, not funny, but like it was so weird. Um when she texted me, I just kind of almost immediately knew.
You're like, oh
Like, cause
shit.
yeah, like something's wrong. Like something, cause she never, like, we hadn't conversed in like multiple decades.
Yeah.
you know? And so I immediately knew something was wrong. I was like, I have to call you. I was like, fuck. I knew
Yeah. That was
right
so
then.
shocking.
Yeah.
It was weird. I like almost didn't believe you. I was like, no, he's not. There's no
What
way. Not
what's weird
Ryan.
is what's weird is like and I kind of feel guilty about this, but it just feels like he's not gone. And maybe
No,
that's
I know.
it feels like, and maybe that's just a fragment or a phenomenon because we weren't so close at the end, we weren't
Yeah.
as close as we were. And so it's always been that distant, like Ryan's always going to be there. He's
Yeah.
always here in my head, on my memories and everything like that. And so, I feel bad because I feel like, should I feel like he's gone? Like, because I don't feel like he's gone.
I think that's a good thing.
I feel like
That way he
he
can
is
kind of.
always here. Like, he is always here in my thoughts and in my memories, and like, just, it's eternally grateful because it's, between you and him, you guys were like the people that really made me who I am.
Oh.
My sensibilities, my comedy, my my love for music, like everything like that.
Hmm. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. It's almost like I feel like if I go back to Vegas for Christmas, I could text him because I know he's probably in town, and we could go like meet up at a bar with Mikey.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
It's like, let's text Ryan. Oh yeah, wait, Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan
It
doesn't.
does. It
There's no
feels
cell
like that.
service in heaven.
Yeah, dude. God, man. It just doesn't feel real. It just does
I
not feel
know.
real. And yeah, it
Yeah, I guess
sucks.
there's no
It sucks.
closure, right?
And yeah, I think that's what it is. I think there's no closure because, we weren't as close to him at the end.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just feel guilty for that, just not being able to like take the time and effort. And I think it's a lesson, and I think
Sure.
this podcast that you and I do, yeah, I think that was a big lesson. I think that's an offshoot of that lesson of like, hey, because we're so far away, we should, try to make time as best we can. And so I think this podcast is a way for us to make time and talk about life and talk about shit and talk about, what's going on in the world, and just reminisce and all that shit.
Yeah, have friends on.
Yeah, that's right.
Ryan
And
pops
and
up on the screen.
I
Hey
mean,
guys. Oh,
it
that'd be
feels like that at
crazy.
any moment. At
Yeah, I
any
know.
moment, he's
Yeah.
just gonna call, FaceTime me. Um, and you try to get as much time in before, Iran kills us all.
Yeah. What a segue. I don't know, dude. Famous last words. I don't think anyone's gonna kill America. You know what I mean?
I think America's gonna kill America more than
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to war, I don't know if there's another nation that wants to kind of fuck around,
I mean, yeah. I mean, I do think it's like, I don't know. People would talk about it at work, and I'm just kind of like, I just sit in the back and like, I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I'm of two minds. I'm like, one part of me is like super patriotic and eagle, I can hear eagles and like, fuck yeah,
Yeah.
America, go and get them,
Come on.
Because I remember, dude, I remember a couple years ago hearing those news stories about protesters getting mowed down in the streets in Iran. And you're like, you listen to that, and you're like, fuck, can someone come in there and go and save them? Like, this is
Yeah.
fucking horrible. And then, fast forward a couple years, now we're actually at war with them. And so I still have that in the back of my mind. I'm like, fucking go in and get them,
Get them.
But I also grew up, we both grew up with the Iraq war and how much of a fucking travesty that dumb shit that was. And so
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like, I don't know,
Is
dude.
this another one?
Is this another fucking stupid American thing that we do? Like, we just go in and try to be a cowboy and then get in way over our head?
Yeah, isn't that such an interesting thing? Like half of me's like, if they want to be heinous, let them be heinous. Like that's not our business, Why do we always got to try to change everyone and try to make them like us, We're not
Yeah.
we're not the world police. But then on the other hand, I go, yeah, but they shouldn't be stoning women to death because their hijab fell off. You know,
Yeah.
they shouldn't be, torturing people and hurting children. You know, like they shouldn't be blowing up their own people.
And I think
So
too,
maybe we should.
I
I
think
don't know.
I think ultimately war is just a battle of narrative.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ultimately, and it's like, which narrative do you want to choose to believe? Like, on
Sure.
one hand, I like the narrative of like, they're the bad guys and then we're gonna go in and save the day.
Save
I
the
like
world.
that. I like that because I like, video games with a clear bad guy and a clear good guy. But,
Yeah.
life isn't like that, as we are well aware.
Oh,
You know,
and
they're
there's
they're
so much that we don't know about that is so nuanced, and the things that we've even been told that we believe about that part of the world, I bet are half truths.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the deal. I think what ends up making this war even a success or not a success is like, okay, you're telling us like they are about to build these nuclear weapons. Sure, okay, all right. I'll get on board with you for a second. All right, we'll go in there and bomb them, and then we'll go in and where's the nuke? Where's the nuke? Where's the nukes? Like that's what I want to
Yeah,
see. I want to see at the end of the day, like people going in there and be like, "Oh, see,
here
here's
they
the
are.
stockpile of the nukes. Like, see, we were right." Because I remember the Iraq War, man. I remember
Yeah,
weapons of mass
mass
destruction.
destruction.
They're gonna, they're gonna use it against everybody. And then we went in there, and then there was shit. There was nothing
Yeah.
there, and I was like, "Wow, what a big fucking waste of time."
Well, that's what made us go, yeah, get in there. Go ahead, take them. But I will say this, I don't know anything. I'm not a political guy. I know nothing that's happening in that side of the world. I don't know the discussions that are had behind closed doors, but I will say if any of the people want to like have death to America and whatever want to bomb us, I just need you to just, hey, have a discussion with Japan real quick. Ask them what that was like, and then rethink your decision on whether or not you want to death to America, because we will turn you to glass
I
and
mean
build a
that
Disneyland there.
that is another thing, right? It's like,
It,
okay, like look, like, isolationists will be like, it's none of our business. Sure. Like, okay, great. But like let's make an analogy of this. Like let's say you have a bully and like at this school and this bully just constantly threatens you, like pushes you up against the wall. It doesn't hurt you yet. Just like kind of
yeah,
pushes you. And you're just kind of like, what, dude? You're like, I fucking hate you. And when I have a
yeah,
chance, I'm going to fucking kill you. And then they move away and then they go away for a little bit. And you're like, what the fuck was that all about? And then, again, like the bully comes back and he's like, what did I tell you about coming down this corner? Like,
yeah,
kept on like pushing, you know? And it's like, at some point, when you just get pushed enough and you get threatened enough, at some point, don't you like have to like think that he will do it? At some point, don't you think you got to like be like, you know what? You've been threatening me for,
yeah,
all of these 4 years of high school. It's time that I punch you in the fucking nose.
yeah. Just so you
Like,
know that I'm not scared to do this. Yeah,
and that's what I mean was like they're saying death to America. I'm just kind of like, Now, again, isolationists have a point. It's like, we're over there bombing the fuck out of, villages and killing their, inadvertently or not inadvertently or whatever. Like
yeah,
people die in war. And what happens is, your fucking family gets blown up. You're going to have to blame somebody.
yeah.
Like, and, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no good actors in war. There are no good actors. Like, really, like, are there better actors? Like, because, and I'm biased. Like, I would love to think that America would not, would try the absolute best to not kill people that don't deserve it. But again, it's war and, fucking shit happens in war,
Yeah.
on both sides. And it's
That's why
like,
it's so bad. It's scary.
yeah.
Plot twist in your scenario, we're the bullies. We've been bullying the world the whole time, but
I
they
mean,
make it seem like we're the
people
good
do
guys.
think
Yeah.
that. I mean, especially
Yeah.
with Trump at the helm, he's just like, going around and
Yeah.
saying like, I can do whatever I want, and I'm going to show my penis, because the American military is a big giant penis. That's basically what it is, and every now and then we like to pull it out and be like, look, here's my big
Look at
giant
it. Look how
penis.
shiny and powerful this is. Do you think Trump's penis is orange too? Do you
Well,
think he tans that?
according to Stormy Daniels, it's a mushroom.
Oh, I totally forgot about Stormy Daniels and that whole thing. Mushroom, you know?
I don't know. I
Who
don't
knows?
know. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah,
I I just
I don't know.
like I just can't believe that this is part of when I look back on my life, like I've lived through this. I just can't believe that this is part of the story that I've lived through. It's so crazy.
What the
Just honestly,
all of it?
pick something. The internet, cell phones, 9/11, the war, AI, social media, Trump, not Trump, the Epstein files, now this
Oh,
war.
dude.
Like,
Well,
I
last night.
mean,
Oh, I do have some other things I need to ask you. Number one, and we didn't really go into like what we've done. Yesterday, me and Ash went to see Bad Omens in concert.
great live.
Great, great band. And
So good.
Beartooth opened up for him.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Another great
Beartooth is
band.
great. Yeah. Um,
Oh, I've got
and
a story
so
real quick
okay,
before I forget
okay,
about Beartooth.
okay, go.
So my house in Nashville, right when I was getting ready to move, this group of guys were renting the house right across the street from me.
Yeah.
And they looked like they were in a band, like they were carrying guitars in one time. And I was getting in my car ready to leave. I was like, "Hey, what's the name of your guys' band?" They're like, "Oh, we're called Beartooth. We're out here writing. We're doing like a writing retreat for our first record." I was like, "Oh, that's cool, man." I was like, "I actually own a studio here in my backyard. Like, if you guys need to like demo anything, like I'm totally around." And they're like, "Oh, that'd be really cool, man. We'll let you know." And I exchanged their numbers. They never reached out to me, but every time I see Beartooth now, I'm like, "That's so crazy that they were just like
Well,
writing right there."
they were signed to Red Bull Records. They were part of our record label.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Shit.
we played with them once for like it was like a Red Bull. We were in LA and all the Red Bull bands, where a lot of the Red Bull bands were playing on the same
Oh, that's
bill.
cool. Good
Yeah,
for
and
them.
so that's where I met them. Really cool dudes. And yeah, they just freaking exploded.
Yeah.
They really took off. But yeah, we saw
Continue.
Bad Omens last night.
Mhm.
Um, and so it was funny. Like we're sitting there, and it's been so long since I've been to like a show, you
Yeah, yeah.
know, and I actually had to like go downtown and
Ugh.
just stand. Like, and you know what's fun? And so Ash was like, maybe you can ask Kyle this. You can ask Kyle this. For people over 40 trying to get back into the swing of life, is there a special workout to get prepared to stand for several hours watching a show?
Yeah, make sure you have strong legs and a strong core.
So what would
That's
your
it.
workout regimen be? Just
Squatting, deadlifting,
Squatting.
lunging,
okay.
heavy carries, sit-ups.
And that will get
Isometric
you
planks.
just like if you're going to EDM like festival,
Yeah,
you make sure that you get your squats in, your
Your
good
deadlifts,
core,
your lunges,
maybe
core work, yeah.
maybe 10,000 steps a day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But start now.
'Cause
You can't do it a week before the event and be like, "All right, I'm ready." That's not how that works.
But it was funny because like I'm on my feet for my job like a bunch,
Yeah.
and I was like just by standing just still for 3 hours. It was just
Right,
like
that's
my
a lot.
calf hurts. Like what is happening?
I know. I know.
Why? I used to do this all the time.
This is why we go for balcony seats now in our old age.
I know. I was looking at the balcony seats up there. I was like, man, they look like that. Because when you're like, because we were still in seats, but people were standing. So I'm like, fuck, I gotta stand because I want to watch
Yeah.
the show and I can't see if this fucking dude is in front of me. And so you're forced to stand, but you look up in the balcony, like they're sitting, they're having just as much fun up
A
there.
great time. Honestly, even a better time because they've got snacks and they're yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, we
go
saw
ahead.
Bad
That's
Omens. It was an awesome show. And we took a lift back. And so we got picked up by a Tesla Model Y. And I have never driven in a Tesla before. And
Yeah.
this dude picked us up, and he was really nice. He was showing us like, we were like, wow, we've never been in a Tesla before. That huge pop-up screen,
Yeah.
that
cool.
shows you like it's like a fucking video game where you're just like you're
Mhm.
seeing the road as
You can see people on the sides and stuff.
dude,
yeah.
it's fucking crazy. Like there's no handles on the doors. Like it was like stepping into the future. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And then he showed us it's self-driving.
Yeah.
And he showed us that Like, he wasn't even driving. He was just sitting down, and the car was driving us back home.
Isn't that crazy?
And I was flabbergasted. I was just like, this is the craziest thing. And it was, you know what? Like, a car had pulled out like a little bit in front, and it swerved. Like, the
Oh, yeah.
car swerved. It saw the car and swerved, and gently too. It was just like, not like jerk, you know, like,
I
ah!
know. No, I got, but the only problem with Teslas, so the technology is unbelievable. Like, it's so cool, but they're so cheaply put together. Like, when you feel the interior, everything's like plasticky, and it feels like you can like just like bend it with your fingers. Like the dash is like shitty fake wood. If they would just make the interior a little more like solid, I think Teslas would be amazing. Because there's other car like Lucid and Afeela are about to come out. Afeela is Sony and Honda's hybrid or electric vehicle, and their whole thing is when you ride in the Afeela, it's got all the same cool technology like a Tesla does, except it's got Sony sound and video in it. So it's
Ooh.
like riding in like the most hi-fi, high-def experience you could imagine, which is pretty cool.
Ooh.
Especially if it can drive, you put on Netflix and you're just like, who cares about commute? I'm watching a documentary, you know?
Dude, heck yeah. You know, it's fun. Do you watch that show Landman with Billy Bob
Not
Thornton?
yet, but I heard it's really cool.
Dude, it's so good. It's so good. Ashley got me onto it. Billy
Okay.
Bob Thornton is amazing in that.
He
in
is.
that. He's just incredible in anything he touches, but he's especially good in this. Like,
Okay.
just perfect, sarcastic, fucking good old boy is just
Yeah.
it's mwah. It's like chef's kiss. And
What is it on? Paramount Plus?
It's on Paramount Plus, and it's about oil rigging, like people in the oil business. And it's from
Landman.
Taylor Sheridan. If you watch Yellowstone, which is
Yep.
another fantastic
So
fucking show, like, the writing is brilliant. And what's crazy is it makes you think, because they talk about, these like philosophical, like, oil versus electric. They
Yeah.
talk about that because they're oil men, and so, and maybe this is like a little bit of propaganda too, but at the same time, it does kind of make you think. It's like they say, like, how do you, like, they talk about windmills, because
Yeah.
there's a lawyer. I don't want to spoil too much, but there's a lawyer that's like against the oil business, but she's working for the oil business because that's her fucking job.
Yeah.
She gets paid to do that, lots of money. And so they're having this conversation about wind versus oil. And he's like, well, how do you think we built these windmills? How do you think, what do you think powers these windmills?
Right.
Like, how much oil do you think costs? How much oil do you think we need in order to build these things? Because we need oil to build these things. And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, oil is needed for everything.
Like, combustion engines are needed to build even, just like everything around us. And you never think about this stuff. You're just like, oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah, you need oil to build Teslas.
Yeah. And you know what? Like, and we like to think that electric cars are going to save the world. Like, yeah, but they also take up a shit ton of energy too,
Yeah, like the infrastructure, like, because I had to get a new car recently, I thought about going all electric, but I was like, I feel like the technology is not there yet. Like, the infrastructure just is, like, what happens if the grid goes down? How do you drive?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. That's a good point. I wonder if there is, oh god dang it, what am I doing?
There is a Tesla diner here. Have I told you about that?
Oh my god.
It's like a retro 50s diner. It's called the Tesla Diner, and all it is superchargers, and you come to this diner and you park your car and you get food, and they have like a balcony and everything, and they've got 2 giant LED screens playing movies all day long. So you just charge your car, eat lunch, and watch movies while your car charges.
Hang on.
Good.
Sorry.
Go ahead. You know what? I'm going to say it. I'm saying it here live. I think Cybertrucks look cool, okay? I think, yes, they're huge. Yes, they're insane. but they look badass. They look
Dude,
like Mad Max.
you know what? I've never hated the look of.
I think it's cool. It looks so dystopian, end of the world.
So this is from Landman. So listen to this shit, dude. This is like blew my.
If that's true,
like,
that's terrifying.
This whole show is like, I remember, you know, what's funny is like, cause you know, when you're young, you're like super liberal and you're super like lefty and whatever. And you just want to, you know, change the world because you're young, you know, you don't know how the world works yet. And I still have some of that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not super conservative or anything. But, you know, the old adage is like you get more conservative as you get older because you start understanding like how the world works. And so this whole show is kind of like your dad telling you how the world actually works. You know, and just like makes you just kind of opens your mind to things that you're not thinking about because you want to change the world.
Thought about that.
Right, exactly. And so that whole scene, I'm like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, like renewable energy, great. Yeah, let's do that. But like, what is it going to take to make that a reality? Yeah. Like, how much do we personally have to sacrifice in order to make that a reality? Are we willing to make that sacrifice? And I think the hard truth is we're not.
I wouldn't even know where to begin to make that. I mean, buying a Tesla is not going to change anything because I still got to make it, like you said. And like that's a great point. The lithium-ion batteries, like where do those go when they die?
Do we recycle them? We can't recycle them.
No.
I mean, yeah, not at this point. But like, fuck, man, keep trying. Let's keep trying to find something to replace oil because at some point we will run out. That's scary,
right?
That and if you think about that, and we've talked about that for however since I've been alive, like eventually we're gonna run out of oil, and that's scary.
And I also, you have to say this: the people that make money off of oil aren't concerned about what's going to happen after they die. They just want to be as rich as possible right now, and they'll just be like, oh, "That's cool, whatever."
They're the next generation, the generation after them are going to be totally fine.
Yeah, that's their problem. Let them figure it out.
Right.
And a lot of war is based on oil too, i.e., probably this one.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
we did go to Venezuela and steal the guy because he wanted their oil. So.
We did steal a guy.
That's so crazy. Hey, we're just going to steal your president at night, okay? All right, cool.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. If you think about it, we straight up stole a dude.
I know. And I wonder, like, have we looked everywhere on Earth for oil?
No, I mean, that's why we continue to find more.
I mean,
then, we have fracking and it's terrible for the environment. And, like these arguments continue to happen. But like, like, geez, like solar, there's solar, but again, you're going to need to use oil in order to build the infrastructure to maintain solar panels.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, it's a never ending cycle.
Like, show us some technology. What's up?
Well, and there's nuclear. Like, we could have went nuclear if you think about it. We could have went nuclear, but there's a danger with that too, as like think of what happened in Japan, that big huge thing that happened with Japan. Was it like 10 years ago that like the oil, like the
I thought you were talking about Nagasaki.
No,
and Hiroshima. I was like, yeah, that was
no, they had a plant that like exploded or whatever.
Oh, right,
and it, like fucked up a lot of shit for a while. So
well, don't let it blow up.
Of course.
Oh, dude. Simple.
Remember when we were going to school in Vegas? There was that big controversy of Yucca Mountain.
Yeah.
Remember? And they were like, there was that debate on whether to put this nuclear stuff in Yucca Mountain.
Yeah.
And now there's a bunch of nuclear stuff in a giant mountain in Las Vegas.
Yeah. Is everyone in Vegas going to get cancer?
I mean, that was the whole thing. It's like the water's radioactive. I remember hearing that.
Yeah.
That rumor all the time.
I don't know, man. I don't know anymore. Okay?
I don't have the answers.
No
I wish
one
I
does.
Did. But I don't.
God.
All right, what do we need to close out on?
When was the last time you had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
Dude, not too long ago, actually. I have peanut butter and jelly in my cupboard right now.
So do I.
Okay, here's the deal. Let's nail this right now. I like smooth peanut butter. The nutty peanut butter
The
is
crunchy
gross.
kind?
Yeah, is gross.
See,
I don't want
You're-
crunches in my peanut butter unless it's
Okay.
chocolate.
right. I would say that you're half right. A peanut butter and jelly sandwich needs to be smooth peanut butter. If you
Agreed.
put crunchy peanut butter on your peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you either are not from this country and you need to be investigated and you're probably a spy.
It's a Russian spy.
I know. How did you find out? He puts crunchy peanut butter on his
Yeah, we
peanut
knew
butter.
he wasn't American. We knew it.
Crunchy peanut butter is only used for dessert purposes.
Ooh, okay. Explain.
Like if I
Because
were to make
I've never looked at a crunchy peanut butter and was like, I need to put that on something. I've always looked at it and be like, why? Why?
Well, I'll tell you why. My homemade ice cream I make, when I mix in peanut butter, I like the crunchy. So I'll put I'll chop up some pieces of chocolate and then I'll put the crunchy peanut butter in there into the vanilla base. And then when it mixes together, I get the peanut butter, but I get a nice little texture of crunch.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'll be open-minded enough. I'll be open-minded enough for peanut butter. Is it vanilla ice cream?
Yeah.
Vanilla ice cream? Okay. Vanilla, peanut butter crunch. Interesting.
With chocolate pieces.
With chocolate. That actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah, of course it does. Okay. Now, what is the proper ratio of peanut butter and jelly, and what jelly is the only jelly that's acceptable for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
See, I lean more 60-40 jelly.
Which way?
Jelly. So 60 jelly, 40 peanut butter. I prefer the sweet of the over this of the the savoriness of the peanut butter. Personally. Now, sometimes I get a little 50-50. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I need to get a little more protein.
Now, what jelly are we doing? What flavor?
Oh, right now I'm doing the grape, of course, like flavor. Grape jelly.
You're sick. You're a sick individual.
Wait a minute. Wait, you're putting strawberry jelly on? Is it strawberry? It has to be. Is it blueberry? Like what? Are you
blueberry? Is there even a blueberry jelly?
There should
You're
be.
just
It sounds
making
delicious.
up jellies? Papaya jelly. What are you talking about? No. Banana jelly. No.
Banana jelly.
It is strawberry
Ew.
or
no.
raspberry.
No, dude, it's grape. It's historically been grape. How
No.
dare
Grape?
you?
Are you talking about the Welch's purple grape?
Yes, the Welch's
How does it get so purple? How does it get so purple?
Because it's grapes.
Grapes are not purple.
They're red. They're
Show
dark.
me a purple grape.
They're a dark reddish purple. That's
But not Barney purple.
Well, yeah, but
Not the Joker purple.
when you mash them all together, they create a darker red substance that mimics more purple than it is red. Also, have you watched any cartoons? They've been classically purple.
No. I won't stand for that slander. Honestly, I wish someone would weigh in the comments that we won't read, but weigh in anyways.
All right. On that subject, favorite Pop-Tart?
Oh, strawberry frosted, duh.
Yeah,
Or
strawberry frosted.
cinnamon.
Classic. Ooh, cinnamon's a good. That's
Brown
a good
sugar
one.
cinnamon.
That is a good one. I'm privy to the blueberry one. The blueberry one's pretty good.
Blueberry. You know what? Blueberry's good. You know which one is absolutely disgusting?
Which one?
Absolutely disgusting. Is the mixed berry one that has the purple
Oh,
icing with
yeah.
the teal swirl?
Yeah.
Ew, whoa, dude. For breakfast, man, that's like the amount of sugar for my whole week. I can't even finish that.
We're talking Pop-Tarts here. They're all filled with sugar.
Dude, but that one's like over the top.
Yeah. That one's like
you might as well just dip it in Mountain Dew. Like
I was about to say, like that one, like that particular Pop-Tart is the surge of Pop-Tarts.
oh, it's so gross. That and like the s'mores one is too much too.
The s'mores one is not my favorite. No, it's been forever, dude. You know what's funny? I was this last time I was in Kroger, and I was just, you're sometimes in your Kroger and you're just like walking around, and like they had like I don't know how, but they were just like screaming at me, and I looked at them, and I wasn't even in the snack section, but it was Gushers.
Oh, dude.
Remember Gushers?
I love Gushers.
So I bought some Gushers.
How was it?
And I tried them, and I remember them being a lot softer. They're really hard, actually. They're a lot harder than maybe I just remember. It's been, I don't know, multiple decades.
Did you check the expiration date on the box that you bought? They're like crunchy.
There's not even a gush anymore in it. It's just like, it's just like
it's like a Jolly Rancher. You're like, wow, these are really hard.
What's another one that was that I wonder if they make these anymore. Squeeze-Its,
Fruit by the Foot. Remember you peel
they
them
still
out?
have Pac Sun.
They really do. Yeah. When was the last time you had a Capri Sun?
Dude, I said Pac Sun. Capri
you
Sun.
Did. I know what you meant. Yeah.
Pac Sun. Pacific Sunwear.
And where? Yeah.
Do they still have a Pac Sun? Is that still a thing? Is that still a store?
Yeah.
Wow. I never see it. Then I never go to the mall. Why would I go
what
to
are
the
you
mall?
doing at the mall, dude? You're not a child predator. There's no reason for you to be at the mall. Order your stuff online like an adult.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you going to swing by Orange Julius and go check out the new band t-shirt at a Hot Topic? What are you doing?
When's the last time you've been a Hot Topic?
You know what? Sadly, I saw one last 2 weekends ago. And
you mean you went inside the store?
No, I did not bring myself to go inside the store because I would have purchased something. But, this store aesthetic has changed, but there's one thing that they've stuck true to is the t-shirt wall, and they're still selling Metallica, Megadeth, Deftones, Korn, and Limp Bizkit t-shirts, and I almost shed a little tear walking by. I was like, that's right. Keep it alive.
Right. Keep it alive. Keep it alive. It was so funny when I was at the Bad Omen show. I saw like the upcoming shows at Bridgestone.
Yeah.
Evanescence with Spirit Box. 3 Days Grace.
Whoa.
Limp Bizkit. What else? I think it was it. Bring Me the Horizon.
Wow.
And Motionless in White.
So you're going to the Limp Bizkit one, obviously.
I probably should.
You should. I've still never seen them live. Still.
Yeah. They're banned from Vegas.
Yeah, I know.
Or they banned themselves from Vegas. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. I think that's it for today's show.
All right. Well, Ryan, if you're listening, leave us a like and subscribe.
I'm sure he's liking us from atop.
From afar.
From afar. Yeah, that's it. Like, subscribe, do all the stuff.
All right.
Thank you guys from
Good
watching.
day.
Good day.